Well, I think the biggest storyline for the Big Ten in general is what people have kind of been whispering about since last season, that this is the best conference in college football. I mean, people talk about the SEC, and God bless them. They've got the best team and program in college football, and in Alabama. They've got a Georgia program that's on the rise. Obviously, Auburn's a team that you should put in your top 10. But the Big Ten's depth is unparalleled. That's Ohio State, it's Wisconsin, Michigan State, Michigan, Penn State. That's 5 teams, literally, legitimately 5 teams that can make the college football playoff. I don't think another conference can really make that statement by a long shot. Also, the Big Ten Media Days marked the debut of Nebraska coach Scott Frost. He's undefeated, okay, because he hasn't coached a game. Everything's good. But at the same time, he's been a success story from the second he took that job. He's quickly flipped the roster. He's preached patience, but also confidence about what the future will bring. One thing he said to me when I spoke to him the other day was, maybe this year's going to be a wash. Maybe they get the 6 or 7 wins. He said next year they're competing for a West Division title in the Big Ten, and then, quote, we're off. Penn State coach James Franklin appeared at Big Ten Media Days and spoke about this program taking the next step. They've had back-to-back top 10 finishes, but for the Nittany Lions, it's about getting to the playoff, let alone winning or playing for a national championship. And I feel like the key to this season is Trace McSorley, and that's really obvious. But you look at the senior QB, in a lot of ways, he's going to remind you of Baker Mayfield from Oklahoma. He's a little bit undersized, but he's got great feet. I think if you look at Penn State as a playoff contender, you have to believe that McSorley, if they get there, might be the guy to beat for the Heisman Trophy. I don't really buy into the idea that Jim Harbaugh from Michigan is on the hot seat whatsoever. I mean, if you even go back to 3 years ago, Michigan would hire him again in a heartbeat, regardless of the fact that they haven't finished higher than 3rd in the Big Ten East Division so far. This year's team is a dark horse for a reason, because we don't really know what Shea Patterson's going to bring at QB. We don't really know about the scheme on offense. We do know the defense is loaded. So Michigan kind of enters the year in a position that Harbaugh hasn't had yet, and that's a little bit overlooked, a little bit discounted. But I don't think Michigan really takes for granted the fact that if this offense clicks, they're a team that can beat Ohio State, beat everybody, and end up winning the Big Ten. Also, Harbaugh said at Media Days, like Scott Frost from Nebraska, that he wants to beef up the playoffs. Frost said he wants to go to 8 teams. Harbaugh said, let's do more. More is better. Let's go up to 16. But you're seeing a rise among coaches that talk about that 18 field. And clearly, as you get to the end of the 10-year contract or the 12-year contract of a 14 playoff, it's almost logical that the next step will be 8 teams, though probably not 16.